Hey gang, Kai with you from Exped, and I've got with me my favorite pack in the Exped line, and it has been that for a long time. It's the Mountain Pro 30, and this is really the quintessential mountain pack, quintessential guide pack, and I say that because the pack has been developed in concert with guides in the Alps. In fact, the guides came to us years ago, and before we made packs, and said to us, please build us the perfect pack. And so we set to the task. And I should say that before the Mountain Pro series even hit the market, it had been in development for literally years. And so it has had a lot of kinks worked out of it, and is full-featured, yet very, very much to the point. So it's all about alpine mountaineering, and it's got a lot to offer. So it's going to take a while, so hang in there. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. I'll show it all to you. So the first thing to know about Mountain Pro 30 is that it is a waterproof pack. The pack bag is completely waterproof, and that's because all the seams are totally taped. So if you're in the mountains and the weather goes downhill fast and it's pouring rain on you, your stuff is completely dry. So that is a unique feature, and you won't find the combination of features here anywhere else. So I'm going to start on the outside of the pack and work our way in. The top pocket has a water resistant zip. It's really the only part of the pack that water could get into. Water resistant zips are just that, not waterproof, water resistant. So top pocket, the seams are taped, but the zipper is a water resistant zip. Medium sized top pocket, not so big that it's going to get in the way of a helmet. It is secured to the pack body by our rapide hooks, so they very easily clip into the daisy chains, one on either side. Now, so depending on the load you're carrying, you might want, if you've got a rope and a couple other things underneath your top pocket, to secure that, you probably want 2 straps. But a lot of people prefer 1 strap down the center. So we have an ingenious way of tucking these guys away. There's a loop right here that takes the opposing strap, and then there's a loop right here that takes this strap, and that tucks those guys away and leaves you with a single attachment. Now you can use a carabiner for that, and this pack comes with a mini carabiner to do just that. On the inside of the pocket is another water resistant zip and a pouch. So here's your carabiner that you would use for that. This works, you can put a pen in here, you can also attach your keys, and this is where I typically put my wallet, my phone, and my keys, so that that gets closed and it doesn't open until I get back to the car. Again, the seams are all taped. Another interesting little feature on Mountain Pro 30 is there's a haul loop here for moving your pack around when the top lid is hanging open. And there's the big guy for hauling when the pack lid is closed. So that's a nice little feature. You don't really realize it until you need it. On the outside of the pack, 4 sets of daisy chains. Actually, pardon me, 5 sets of daisy chains. There's a center one and 2 flanking ones. There are ice axe loops on the bottom, 2 of them. As you can see, this one's tucked away into the daisy chain on the bottom. So if you wanted to haul this pack and you didn't want this ice axe loop getting caught up, you just tuck it away. So a lot of daisy chains. This pack comes with accessory straps so that you can attach skis and just about anything you want to the outside. Now, what makes the pack fully waterproof, other than the full taping that we do on the seams, is the roll top closure. So think of this as a stuff sack closure. So the shroud comes up like so, roll it, and clip it off. Now, if you don't want that, if you don't need it, and it's a nice sunny day like this with no chance of rain, there's a stiffener here at the edge that allows you to roll this guy underneath and out of the way, and you don't even know there was a shroud there at all. So then you just have your draw cord. So if you don't need it, it's out of the way. The inside of the pack has a few features to know about. There is an internal map pocket, very lightweight, that you can zip loose, so you can pull that out. Water resistant zipper for any number of objects, maps especially. There are toggles at the end here and a little loop so that if you want that pocket to be shorter, so stuff isn't falling to the bottom of that, making it difficult to reach down, you can just make it a shorter pocket. It's a nice little feature. On the inside, there is a hanging loop for hydration, and the loops I talked about. The straps, 4 of them, for the outside of the pack are hanging just on the inside. There are 2 haul loops, pardon me, not haul loops, gear loops. See, I told you there was a lot going on here. 2 gear loops, so you can hang your rack and organize it and remember which pieces are hanging where. A little farther down on the inside, I'm not sure if you can see this, there's an elastic strap here, partway down the back panel, and here, so that a shovel shaft can be held under control and a probe can be held under control. Another thing to bear in mind is that there's a back panel of foam that can be removed and used as a sit pad or as a bivy pad. I'm going to say it again because it's really important and unique. You can see the taping here. All the daisy chain stitching is fully taped. So like I say, when you do up that upper shroud, close it down, this is a waterproof pack. A couple more things, that is the suspension system side, very comfortable contoured shoulder straps, sliding sternum strap, and as I said, beefy haul loop, thermoformed foam back here, a removable hip belt, so it's velcroed in here and can be removed. And then I'm going to say it again, and I've said it with some of our other videos about our other packs, shoulder straps are not attached to a little diamond piece of fabric here, but rather to the bottom. So when the pack isn't full and you need it to be held close to your lower back, this little subtle thing makes all the difference, even on an overhang. It's a subtle thing, but it makes a huge difference in performance. One last thing is this bottom panel, there is, as we said, it's taped. It's also a double bottom, but it's also got a piece of foam in the bottom, and that gives it some stiffness so that it'll stand up on its own when you're stopped and you're trying to organize gear. The pack wants to stand up because of that foam in the bottom. I think that's everything. That's Mountain Pro 30, and this is the environment it's made for, a high alpine, and it's an alpinist's pack. It's a guide's pack. So there you go, Mountain Pro 30. See you in the mountains.